people see it as it's occurring live, which is amazing. And like you said, I get all these people from all over the country reaching out to me and connecting on LinkedIn and saying, how can they participate in this movement? How can they help people in their community? How can they be panelists? But
Yeah.
Most of all, they're like, I would like to be able to count you as a friend.
One of the things that I love most about you, Stephen, is how really down to earth and human and relatable you are. And what you haven't told people yet is that you're one of the top real estate agents in North Carolina. And I know that there was a story you shared about a puppy that you were going to get. Was that for your daughter or was it for your wife?
It was for our family. And we haven't mentioned my wife, Sarah. She's my partner and co-creator of ROCKSTAR Connect. And without her, none of this would happen. But beyond that, we have a beautiful dog that makes our life very happy, especially working in lockdown. We were having work done at our house, and one of the people that we have met through our events online told us about a litter of puppies that weren't too far away from us. So we said, well, let's get out of the way of the worker who's working, because Sarah and I have a tendency, we love people, and, we'll end up talking his head off. So we drove about an hour to go see these puppies, sat down, and the gentleman, their house was a little bit in disarray. They have 11 dogs in the house and 4 children. But I admired his home. And he said, well, I terminated the real estate agent last week that we had listed the home. So he had terminated them because they took the puppies and put them in the garage. It was 97 degrees. So really inexcusable, just for the photos. Just a really bad idea. And I'm usually a real stickler for staging of a home, because I do a lot on social media because of what we created through ROCKSTAR Connect. So lots of videos, photos, and I'm a perfectionist. But I thought about it, and I told him, I will take this listing the way it is. Let's just pick it up, the house. And my wife and I actually went to the home before the photographer and helped them pick up the house. And that meant, we would pick something up, and as soon as you picked it up, the kids would take it back out again. And any other time it would be frustrating, but now it's just sort of funny. It's nice. It's a family. We took the listing, and the next day, first showing, we had an offer. And the family that purchased the home was very similar to the people that sold the home. And the moral of the story is, first of all, I never would have had that business if it wasn't for people on social media knowing who I was and sending me out there. And of course, that person went on social media to see who I was before they allowed me in their home. So they were comfortable with me. They offered the listing to me immediately. But the moral is, and it has nothing to do with, I guess, the rest of our conversation. Today, cut people a little bit of slack. It's hard for all of us. People will forgive a little bit of a mess nowadays when you're selling a home. When you go into a restaurant, you may have to wait in line, or they may not have all the food on the menu that you want. Or alternatively, you may get a package late. You sort of have to just go with the flow and be kind and have empathy for other people. That's the message I want people to take away from that.
That's such a great point. And, to kind of tie it back, because I think it's really important that we do give people a little bit of room and a lot of understanding. Excuse me. But the thing that I really, know is that when you're posting on social media, whether it's your LinkedIn presence or your Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're posting, that's where the room to be sloppy shouldn't exist. And so when somebody looks at your profile, they know exactly who you are, and they know what you do and how to reach you. And what I think is so awesome is that you use these platforms as a way to very respectfully and professionally post your events. And that's where I think the beauty of all this is, because what I've seen on the 3 Martini Lunch is that a lot of the panelists, and you have a very wide variety, you might want to talk about that for a minute, are all sharing on social media, and they're all showing up in a way that is a match to who they are on that Zoom screen.
Well, of
Would you like to
course.
talk?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that social media, if used correctly, is your value proposition to potential clients and friends. And in my case, I have the event to offer, and also my event helps me generate phenomenal Facebook groups. Our panelists on the show, those of them that have been our clients, we've helped them hone that ability to utilize their social media presence and the value proposition of an event to be successful. Not everyone who comes on the panel is a host. They come from a variety of different backgrounds, but they've all spoken to Sarah or myself or someone from our organization to see that they have the same attitude that we have, which is being a servant first, offering value to the community rather than just thinking like, I'm going to sell something.
So if somebody was interested in, becoming a host or a hostess on the Three Martini Lunch, what would you tell what would be your best advice in terms of how to reach you, and what the expectation would be for coming on to that Three Martini Lunch?
Well, I mean, the expectation would be that, you're not going to be guaranteed to be a panelist just because you made a request. There's a very limited amount of spaces, and you're getting an enormous amount of exposure. You would just go to the ROCKSTAR Connect page. There's a link where you can go to find out about our virtual events. And we have the capacity to host all different types of virtual events for you all over the country, any time zone, any type of event. We have that capacity. So although Three Martini Lunch may not work for you, one of our other events will. And also, we are very optimistic that we will be doing many live events coming up in November. In fact, in some parts of the country, we are doing live events. Here in North Carolina, we're doing very safe, socially distanced events as well. So to tell you about the whole networking industry, you can't keep a networker from networking. You can't keep a ROCKSTAR Connect attendee or host from connecting. So face-to-face is coming really soon. So it's a good idea if you want the opportunity to get into some of the best markets in the country. It behooves you to start planning now.
And what I love about what you do is you actually limit the number of ROCKSTAR hosts in a particular geographic area, so that you're not going to have two real estate agents, within 2 miles of each other hosting events. You actually have great structure in place for that. And there's a huge ROI because of the network. Because isn't it, when you're a host, you can attend anybody's event and you kind of show up there as a celebrity, right?
Yes, you can attend any ROCKSTAR event, but you can also attend other events in your area and wear your ROCKSTAR Connect branding, which immediately gives you celebrity status because ROCKSTAR Connect is well known. In addition to that, it's your opportunity to connect with hosts throughout the country, and we'll help facilitate those opportunities as well. And those of us that are hosts of ROCKSTAR Connect events, we pass business to each other constantly.
So we only have like 2 minutes left, and I know that there probably are some people that might be interested in sponsorship opportunities because you have such an amazing audience and an amazing list. Would you like to share in the last couple of minutes about sponsorship and how people should get a hold of you?
Yes, absolutely. Go to the ROCKSTAR Connect page, to the contact site. You can be a host of one of our national events. The exposure is amazing. Not only do we, broadcast live, we also have, recording of the show, evergreen. We put up on YouTube. We distribute information to all of our Facebook pages, and we have an enormous email list, of people that have opted into our brand, that have gone to our events, that you'll have exposure to as well. And if your product and your company can withstand the interview, you can potentially sponsor one of our events.
I am so excited to have had you here as a guest today, especially since I've always been on the other side and been the panelist. So today I've had the honor of actually interviewing you. I'm Rhonda Scher, the host of Unleashing LinkedIn here on Society Bites Radio. And our guest today has been Stephen David Elliott, who's the founder and creator of ROCKSTAR Connect. And if you have not checked out ROCKSTAR Connect, whether it's their live events, which are coming back, or their 3 Martini Lunch, which happens every Tuesday at, I believe, well, I always do it on Pacific time, so it's 11 for me, but it's 2 o'clock for those people on the East Coast. Check out ROCKSTAR Connect. And if you haven't connected with Stephen on LinkedIn, Stephen David Elliott, if you haven't connected with me. And remember, if you are not LinkedIn, you might be left out. We will see you on the next episode.